Mandalika, when gods fell and rookies lit the jungle. The air in Mandalika wasn't oxygen. It was smoke, gasoline, and disbelief. Ducati walked in crowned by Japan, expecting another feast, but instead, they were handed a curse. Marc Marquez, 9-time king, started from 9th on the grid, clawed his way to 6th in the sprint, and then got smashed out on lap 1 by Marco Bezzecchi's Aprilia. The image froze like a crime scene. The number 93 crumpled, his collarbone cracked, destiny itself staggering. On the other side of the red garage, Francesco Bagnaia turned from emperor to ghost. 30 seconds adrift in the sprint, no explanation. In the main race, he pushed, wavered, then collapsed in the gravel, his GP25 lying like a corpse beside him. No mechanical excuse, no clear technical flaw, just mystery, humiliation, and silence. Meanwhile, a boy in blue and red ripped the script to pieces. Fermin Aldeguer, a rookie barely old enough to rent a car, didn't just win. He owned Mandalika. He broke veterans, stretched the gap, and walked away with history in his pocket. Second youngest winner ever, right behind Marc himself. So the question cuts sharper than any Ducati winglet. Was Mandalika a stumble or the first crack in an empire? Expectations. The calendar rolled from Japan to Indonesia, with Ducati drunk on dominance. Marc had just sealed his 9th world title at Motegi, his first since leaving the Honda coffin. Bagnaia looked resurrected at Motegi too. After months of limbo, he had led with brutality, held off even Marc, and proved the GP25 still had venom in its veins. The paddock whispered one word: untouchable. Mandala was supposed to be Ducati's victory parade. Gigi Daligna's engineering empire had broken the grid all season. Sprint wins, podium streaks, and a rider's championship in the bag. The only storyline left was how many records they would smash before Valencia closed the year. Qualifying tension. But the cracks showed early. Qualifying painted an ugly picture. Marc struggled for rhythm, 9th on the sheet, fighting his Ducati like it was a stranger. Bagnaia? Even worse. Body language stiff, confidence shattered, far off the front row where champions are bred. Contrast that with Aprilia's Marco Bezzecchi and Jorge Martin, both red-hot on the RSGP, gunning for revenge against Ducati arrogance. KTM's Pedro Acosta, still a rookie but already mythic, hovered in striking distance. The paddock felt it. This wasn't going to be another Ducati cakewalk. Tire gambles. Mandala is a furnace disguised as a racetrack. Asphalt temperatures spike, grip melts, and tire choice becomes a Russian roulette. Ducati entered with their usual confidence in medium fronts and rears, betting on their balance. But Aprilia rolled out aggressive setups. Soft rears, high risk, high reward. KTM played cautious, choosing endurance over explosion. Whispers spread in the paddock garages. The GP25, a weapon everywhere else, was twitching here. Heat management, acceleration, stability, it wasn't dialed. Mechanics spoke in hushed tones, cameras caught tense faces. Gigi, usually smug, looked like a priest before a funeral. Historical echoes. It wasn't the first time Ducati swaggered into a furnace and collapsed. The ghosts of Sepang 2016 lingered, Andrea Dovizioso finally winning, but only after years of being mocked by Yamaha and Honda dominance. The echoes of 2007 were louder still. Stoner's miracle season had convinced Ducati they could rule forever, but by 2008 they were floundering, lost in arrogance and technical stubbornness. History doesn't repeat in MotoGP, it stalks. The setup smelled like 2015 Yamaha in Misano, the weekend when dominance fractured, when rain exposed Rossi and Lorenzo's vulnerabilities, and Ducati smiled in the shadows. Mandalika felt like that kind of storm, where the mighty bleed and the forgotten taste blood. Final warm-up. Sunday morning warm-up sealed the omen. Bagnaia's laps were limp. Marc fought for consistency, but looked tense, not ruthless. Meanwhile, Aldeguer, calm as stone, found rhythm lap after lap. He didn't blink, he didn't flinch. The garage cameras caught his Grassini crew whispering to each other, "This kid is about to shock the world." When the lights prepared to go out, it wasn't a grid of equals. It was a death row lineup, and no one knew who would swing the blade. The lights went out, and Mandalika erupted like a gunfight in a jungle. Lap 1. Marquez launched hard, aggressive as always, slicing into the midfield, but Bezzecchi lunged too deep, too reckless. Contact. The number 93 was spat into the gravel. Replay slowed it down like a sniper's bullet. Bezzecchi's Aprilia clipped, Mark's shoulder slammed, his collarbone cracked. A Titan erased before the battle even began. The paddock gasped, Ducati's garage went silent. Laps 2 to 5. Bagnaia tried to claw forward, but his GP25 danced like a drunk boxer. He was losing tenths every sector. Bezzecchi kept charging despite his crime scene start, and Acosta stalked like a predator. Aldeguer? He was already in the lead group, eyes cold, style precise. The rookie didn't ride like a rookie, he rode like he had seen this script before. Lap 8, Bagnaia slipped further, Ducati telemetry screaming confusion. His lines weren't flowing, throttle pickups hesitant, braking unstable. His rivals carved past like he wasn't even there. 30 seconds off the pace in the sprint wasn't a fluke, it was prophecy. Lap 10, the fight at the front crystallized. Aldeguer versus Acosta, youth against youth. Both fearless, both riding like they didn't understand fear. Binder shadowed, Bezzecchi clawed. The veterans were gone. Mark was in hospital, Pecco was adrift. This was MotoGP's next generation declaring war. Lap 15. Aldeguer made the break. Clean, ruthless overtakes, then a rhythm so precise it looked mechanical. But it wasn't. It was poetry written at 340 km/h. He stretched 1 second, then 2, then 3. The paddock screens showed the gap growing, disbelief turning into awe. Lap 18. Bagnaia's collapse finalized. He pushed, overcooked a corner, and slid into the gravel. The GP25 lay beside him like a corpse abandoned in a ditch. Pecco sat in the gravel trap, helmet down, shaking his head. No answers, no excuses, just shame. Final laps, Aldeguer didn't flinch, he didn't wobble, he executed. Binder tried to close, Acosta fought, but the gap was untouchable. The rookie crossed the line with arms raised, a warlord baptized in fire. Mandalika roared, not for Ducati, not for Mark, not for Pecco, but for a kid who lit the jungle on fire. Marc Marquez, the shattered myth. MotoGP's newest 9-time champion left Mandalika not as a god, but as a patient. A collarbone fracture at 32 isn't just pain, it's a reminder of 2020, the injury that almost ended his career. Fate laughed in Ducati's face. A week after celebrating immortality, their talisman was grounded out of Australia and Malaysia, forced to watch the war from a hospital bed. The myth bled into reality. Pecco Bagnaia, ghost of Motegi. 1 week ago, he was untouchable in Japan. At Mandalika, he was unrecognizable. No pace in sprint, no rhythm in race, crash in desperation. Ducati's engineers scrambled for explanations, talking about data, patience, and difficult-to-digest weekends. But the truth was visible. Bagnaia's confidence cracked. He's no longer the rider who can bend fate. He's a man haunted by inconsistency. Ducati, the empire exposed. For years, Ducati drowned the grid with numbers, speed, and arrogance. But Mandalika exposed the soft belly. 2 factory riders in ruins. A rookie from a satellite team carrying their banner. Even as Aldeguer's win extended their podium streak, the celebration felt hollow. Records mean nothing when the factory collapses. Gigi Daligna's spin. The general tried to paint it noble. We need weekends like this to remind us nothing is easy. But no one believed it. This wasn't humility, it was damage control. Ducati was forced to confront its nightmare. The machine doesn't always save you. History repeated. 2008 arrogance, 2016 confusion, 2020 collapse. The empire was reminded that MotoGP punishes complacency. The rise of Aldeguer. While the empire cracked, Aldeguer became the light. His first win in his rookie year at a track that destroyed veterans. Second youngest winner in history, only Mark younger. The symbolism was brutal. Ducati's present collapsed, but its future was crowned in fire. The rookie didn't just win a race. He announced a new era. Genius, luck, or inevitable. Was Aldeguer's win a miracle? No. His rhythm all weekend showed preparation. His calm in warm-up was prophetic. His ride was execution, not luck. The collapse of Ducati's factory riders only amplified his triumph. It didn't cause it. This was no accident. This was inevitability. Patterns from history. Mark's injury echoes Assen 2011. Lorenzo versus Stoner chaos, when injury reshuffled destinies. Pecco's collapse mirrors Lorenzo 2014. Misano, dominant 1 week, ghost the next. Ducati's arrogance is Yamaha 2015 revisited, believing domination was eternal, only to be shattered in a single weekend. Aldeguer's rise is Mark 2013. Rookies who don't care about respect, only blood. Factories haunted. Ducati learned domination doesn't guarantee safety. Aprilia learned aggression costs. Bezecchi's lunge ended a legend's race. KTM saw their youth, Acosta, stand inches from history but lose to another rookie. MotoGP laughed, reminding every factory, the moment you think you own it, you've already lost. Suspicion over the future. Mark returns from another injury. How much can his body take? Pecco stares at ghosts of inconsistency. Gigi preaches patience, but the cracks are visible. Aldeguer walks into Australia not as a rookie, but as a threat. The script of 2025 just shifted, and so the question lingers like smoke in the Mandalika jungle. Was this Ducati's nightmare weekend, or was it the first page of a new era where rookies write the law and legends fall to dust?